Pam Bondi is now lashing out at Crockett, and she's lashing out at Crockett because of this little number. Here we are, it's, days away from Crockett's birthday, and she's calling for this.
Thank you so much, Annie. And I won't hold y'all because I know how much people love to listen to politicians. So I'll make sure that I keep it short. But I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's kind of a problem because no sooner did she say that you had some arson situations and other problems at Texas dealerships, something Pam Bondi immediately jumped on.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk, and we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country. And it's this basic safety. Once again, domestic terrorism is going to come to a stop in our country.
I am telling you, and that was actually on my friend Maria's show, so thank you for that clip. I am telling you, guys, we're in a very weird place where people like a representative from Congress can call for violence on an individual or even the individuals that are driving those cars. I mean, those are mostly liberals, let's be honest. If you bought a Tesla way back when, up until quite recently, Elon was the darling of the left because he created this EV industry. I mean, some on the left didn't like him because he didn't have the unions, et cetera, right? That's why he was excluded when Biden did his big shindig at the White House celebrating EVs and he didn't invite Elon. Ooh, that was a mistake, buddy, right? Anyway, Crockett is now responding to one Pam Bondi, going, of course, on the other left-wing outlet that's not actually NPR or PBS, and that would be MSNBC.
Just in case the slow people listening decide to click this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says, tread carefully, what does that even mean?
Yeah. All it means is that she's attempting to get me to say, oh, I'm going to be scared and I'm just not going to say anything because they are willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are ignoring court orders. They are ignoring what our own laws are. When we look at things such as impoundment, things like that, this entire administration is rogue. And this isn't about partisanship. I keep trying to tell people that we are living in the time of good versus evil, right versus wrong.
Good versus evil, right versus wrong. Oh, wait. Should we ask Catherine Maher about that from NPR, who doesn't believe there is any right or wrong, only her right or wrong, right? Jasmine, you only believe in your right and wrong as well. Well, Pam had something to say about that too.
Yeah, Sean, it is. And after she said that about Elon, she said, well, I didn't mean violence. But, however, your words have consequences. And what happened after she said that about Elon Musk, she's a Texan in her own home state. After she said that, this morning, 3 explosive devices were found in Austin, Texas. So she needs to unequivocally denounce the violence. She must apologize immediately, not only to all Texans, but to our country, to the American shareholders of Tesla, because she is promoting violence.
And here I am. See, I get distracted responding to your comments. Those are some lashes, Don. I'm telling you. Don is saying, how can we take this woman seriously at all? There's just absolutely no possible way to take her seriously because she's got lashes from another world, right? Seriously, another world, you guys. they're like caterpillars living on her eyes. They take on this whole other being. I mean, unbelievable. Anyway, Pam Bondi is onto her, and look, she's got a lot on her plate right now. I'm just going to say something for Pam, right? She's going after Letitia James. She's going after the head of the DMV in New York. She's going after Kathy Hochul. She's going after Jeffrey Epstein's files. She's got a lot. And she's trying to respond. This is how they're trying to slow her down, right? She's trying to respond to this judge over the deportations. And I imagine now she's going to get sucked into this signal thing. And my concern for her and for the administration is there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And, you know, you can go out and you can play a game of whack-a-mole, but until you actually really cleanse the system of the people and the sort of perverse ideology that has landed us in this horrible spot, you're not going to change anything. Someone said this to me recently vis-a-vis what's going on at Columbia University right now. So Columbia University lost, $400 million in funding from the federal government because they weren't protecting Jewish students on campus. And so they sort of said, oh, no, we'll do everything, whatever you want. And then out of the other side of their mouth, they're saying something completely different to the student body and to some of the other folks involved. And so one of my friends who's actually a significant donor to Columbia University said to me, nothing's going to change until they get rid of the entire board and they get rid of the entire, all the heads of the departments in the university itself. They've really got to make some fundamental changes. And so whether you're talking about a university system or whether you're talking about the government right now, you have the status quo, the swamp, the deep state that they're up against. And it's a lot, right, for anyone to take on. So I hope Pam gets lots of good people around her and that she just keeps chugging along and it has a laser focus right now, because there's a lot of bad guys in there. I'm glad that my friend Dan Bongino is now over at FBI alongside Kash Patel. They're trying to get things done, and there's stuff to do, right? You got to go after, for goodness sakes, and figure out what the HELL went down back in 2016 with James Comey. He's terrified of it. It's the reason he didn't want Donald Trump to win, because they did some funny stuff, and we need answers.